Chapter 8-Maryanne.
In the fall of 1969, I was 22 years old and never had a date. Something inside me was telling me, you better get a date. I cannot explain what that something was, but it definitely was there. I was sitting in my dorm room looking at my roommate, Ken. He was studying with his headphones on, listening to music while reading his textbook. Although Ken was a typical 60s hippie, he was my advisor on matters of romance. Hey, Ken, can I ask you a question? I said in my heavy Indian accent. Ken did not answer. He could not hear me with his headphones blasting music in his ears. I walked up to him and tapped on his shoulder. That got him to take his headphones off. You have to help me, Ken. There is this girl in my chemistry lab, and how do you go about asking for a date? I asked him sheepishly. Dude, that's really cool. Man, why don't you just ask her out? She might say yes. But what if she says no? I was worried about being rejected. Then you're screwed. Then you won't have a date. But you don't have a date now, right? So what do you got to lose? Go for it, brother. She'll love you. The girl I was referring to was Maryanne. She would smile and say hello to me. Sometimes I would have some useless chit-chat with her. After a few minutes into my conversation, I would run out of things to say. She was very attractive. I kind of liked her, but I was convinced that she was going to turn me down. After all, I was a foreigner from India. Why would an American girl want to go out with me? I mean, there were enough guys of her own kind around. It didn't help that my mother had always told me growing up that I was homely child. Apparently, I had a face that even a mother couldn't love. My older brother was proclaimed to have movie star looks. Whenever I heard my mother talk about how good-looking my brother was, I would always ask, what about me? My mother would always respond by saying, what you don't have in looks, God gave you in brains to make it up. Who the hell wants brains? I would rather have looks than brains. Based on Ken's heavy encouragement, the next day I approached Maryanne. I gathered up the nerve and blurted out the question. Hey, Maryanne, will you go out with me to go to the movies this Friday? Sure, I'd love to, answered Maryanne. I got excited. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Okay then, I responded. I will pick you up this Friday evening. Wow, again. I rushed back to the dorm and told my roommate the good news. Hey, Ken, Maryanne is going out with me this Friday. I got a date. My first date ever. Do you believe that? Yeah, dude. Wait a minute. Why do you think she's agreed to go out with me? I was lacking confidence. Because, dude, she wants your body. What? Oh, gee. Now I'm worried. Ken is telling me that Maryanne just wants my body. I've heard about these American women. They take advantage of you. She might just throw me on the floor, have her way with me, and then get pregnant. Then what will I do? That was the last thing I needed at this stage of my life. Oh, dear God, give me the strength to reject her advances if that happens. For our date, my plan was to take Maryanne to see a movie called Walking Tall. That evening, I got all ready for my very first date ever. I had a full head of hair and was way past my ticking biological clock. I put on some fancy aftershave lotion that I had bought at the E.J. Corvette store for special occasions like this. After I got all spiffed up, I headed over to Maryanne's apartment and knocked on her door. The door opened, and there stood Maryanne. Wow! She was all dressed up and wearing nice makeup with a bright red lipstick. She looked really, really good to me. I'm running a little late, said hurried Maryanne. She was running back and forth in her apartment, still trying to get ready. She ran into the bathroom and brought out a pin for her hair. As she was trying to put her hair together, I could not help but admire her curves. She was quite endowed. She looked up at me and caught me staring at her, so I quickly looked the other way. What are you staying there for? I heard her say. Help me so we can get out of here. would you please grab my boots? What? Did I hear that right? I said, grab my boots. Is she saying what I think she's saying? Just to be sure, I asked, both of them? Of course, both of them. Why should I ask you to grab only one? She seemed frustrated. Oh, okay then. I reached out and grabbed both of her boobs. Marianne screamed, hey, not those. I said boots. Now, if she wanted my body, according to Ken, why would she want me to grab her boots? Was I wrong? My first date was a failure. Aha! So what have we learned? Boots are not boobs.